गोविंद गोपाला
कृष्ण गोविंद 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 गोविंद गोपाला
भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
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 कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
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 भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
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 कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
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 कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
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 ओ भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
ओ भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
भज मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
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 बोलिए सर्वेश्वर भगवान की जय. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः. सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु. मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.
Welcome to Satsang, everyone. Can I ask you all to move forward? We've got a whole bunch of students coming in that way. So move forward. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So I'll begin with a question that's come in advance, and then open it up to anyone here who has any questions. What do we do when we are given conflicting signs from the universe? The universe doesn't usually actually give conflicting signs. The conflict is usually what I want in conflict with the sign I'm getting from the universe. That's usually the conflict. Within the universe, things tend to be very, very straight. What happens with us is, in addition to the divine will, in addition to the divine flow of the universe, in addition to that inner voice, we've also got the voice of my ego. We've got the voice of my desires. We've got the voice of my fears. We've got the voice of all of that. And that comes in conflict with the sign from the universe. But we're very, very good at rationalizing things to ourselves. And so we very frequently will say things like, oh, I got a call from the universe that actually I was supposed to be president of this company. Or I got a call from the universe that actually I was supposed to be the one. Again, is not the universe giving you two signs, but the conflict is what I want is not in line with the sign the universe is giving me. I love summertime. I love to walk around in shorts and t-shirt and my bikini. Slowly, it becomes autumn. It gets colder. Days get shorter. Well, what's happening is not in alignment with what I want. Two ways to deal with that. One way to deal with that is to say no. I like summer. I can tell from inside I'm supposed to be wearing my bikini. I'm supposed to be wearing shorts and a t-shirt. It's supposed to be warm. Go ahead. You're going to get pneumonia. Because the universe doesn't really care what you want. The universe is going to give you what you need. The universe is not, as I always say, a vending machine that, you know, you put in your rupees or your dollars or your euros and you push the button and whatever you want comes out. The universe is going to give you what you need. And so one way is to refuse, to say, I'm going to make it summer. I'm going to wear my bikini. I'm going to wear my shorts. I'm not going to let it be winter time. Okay. You can wear your bikini through December. But you're the only one who's going to suffer. The weather is not going to say, oh my God, look, she's wearing a bikini. I better shine the sun. Oh no, we can't snow because see, she's still in her bikini. The weather's going to do what the weather does. Nature's going to do what nature does. The only choice we have is whether I'm going to go with that, accept that, surrender to that, put on a sweater, put on a pair of socks, put on a cap, do whatever I need to do to stay warm and healthy, or refuse to accept the signs the universe is giving me. So when it feels like you're getting conflicting signs from the universe, it's a really good time to look within and to say, what's the source of the conflict here? One of the signs, one of the voices will be that of the universe. One of them is going to be the voice of my ego, the voice of my attachment, the voice of my fear, the voice of my expectation. How can I figure out which is which so that I don't suffer? If those of you who are sitting there could just move in a little bit, it would allow those who are standing in the doorway to come in. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Good. So that's the key. how can I make it not my will? I want it to be warm. I want it to be like this. I want you to do what I want, when I want it, how I want it. This is what causes conflict in our relationships also. It's not just me and the weather, or me and the universe, or me and the stock market, or me and the traffic. I mean, nothing does what I want it to do. But it's also me and the people I live with. Because when we talk about the universe, well, the people we live with are part of the universe. Our colleagues, our employers, our employees, our neighbors, our loved ones, our family members. They're all part of that universe that has its own will, has its own karmic package. And I can certainly try to make things happen according to what I want. But as anybody who's ever tried knows, it doesn't work. Whether it's climate change, whether it's the flow, the current of a river, or whether it's someone you live with, someone you work with, anything in between. Nothing moves because that's how I want it to move. The only way out is for me to change. And so whether it's in my relationships, how can I change how I think, how I speak, what I want? How can I be more accepting? If it's things like the stock market, hunger in the world, violence, injustice. How can I actually work to change it? It's not about accepting that, but it's about working to change it. So all of these things are ways of realizing the only conflict is between my mind and the outer world. Whether the outer world is people, whether it's rivers, whether it's our natural environment, or whether it's the divine universal signs that I'm being given from inside or outside. Either way, the mind is the only source of conflict. There's a beautiful teaching in the Bhagavad Gita that says the mind is the source of our freedom and our bondage. Whatever happens in your life, whether you're free, in moksha, liberation, ultimate freedom, or whether you are absolutely stuck, the only distinction is your mind. A lot of us think, oh, my situation is making me stuck. Oh, my mother-in-law is making me stuck. Oh, my bank account or lack thereof is making me stuck. Oh, this is making me stuck. Yeah, there are situations. Some are easier. And if you ever doubt this, do a little bit of history research of some of the greatest mystics, greatest masters of every religion, of every walk of life, of every time in history. And you're going to find those who are impoverished, who are illiterate. You'll find those who have been left by their families. You'll find every type of horrendous situation that you can think of in the history of those who have left us teachings and wisdom and inspiration that lasts thousands of years. There's no situation that we face in our lives that's worse than that which has been faced by at least one person in history who has turned out to be a great mystic, a great saint, a great sage, a great example, a great beacon of light. Again, throughout so many different times of history, so many different situations, so many different religions. But we literally could go around and share the thing that is keeping each of us stuck, why I'm not peaceful, why I'm not happy, why I'm not enlightened. We could take everyone's excuse and do a little bit of research and find someone who had been in exactly that same situation or something worse, but who had been able to find the light in the darkness. So there's nothing in our outer world that should be the excuse for a lack of peace, a lack of light in our inner world. Doesn't mean we love everything. Doesn't mean that people like Anne Frank loved the situation she was in. Doesn't mean that Mother Teresa loved what she saw every day. Doesn't mean that it brings us great happiness to see anguish and poverty. But what it means is that even in spite of the worst, we're able to stay connected to a light inside that keeps us as the light amidst the darkness, that brings light to others, not just light for ourselves, but light for those around us, light for those for generations and hundreds and thousands of years to come. That's the teaching. How to find that light. That's not, I need the universe to do what I want, but I'm able to adjust, to surrender to the universe, to the will of God, and still be connected to light. Or, or, do whatever I can do to change the situation if I can. Surrender does not mean complacency. Surrender does not mean I give up. Surrender simply means right here in this moment, in this breath, this is the current situation. And I'm not going to lose myself over it. But I absolutely, to the extent possible, I'm going to do whatever I can. If this situation is not what I want, I'm going to do whatever I can to ensure that the next moment is different. The next moment is different. Whether it's working with my own mind, whether it's working with the situation I see in the world around me, the poverty, the hunger, the despair, that which is happening in our environment. Surrender to the universe does not mean, okay, do whatever you want. I'm going to just eat potato chips and watch soap operas. It means I'm going to let go of an internal conflict in which I can't find peace. I'm going to surrender into the peace because ironically, it's only from a place of inner peace that I actually can be effective in changing things in the world. If I am so worked up about it and I'm unable to find any peace in the current situation, I'm not going to be able to serve. If Mother Teresa kept having anxiety attacks because every time she turned around there was another sick person, she wouldn't be the woman we revered today. If Gandhi or Martin Luther King or all of our icons were insomniacs because of anxiety, if they couldn't handle the current situation and had to turn to drugs or alcohol or gambling or promiscuity or Facebook or whatever it was to distract themselves, they wouldn't be the people we revere today. Everyone who has brought about any change in the world has done it only by finding a peace and a light within themselves, a connection between themselves and the universe that is not against the universe, that is not in conflict with the universe, but a connection to and a surrender to the universe in such a way that it gives them such strength and such energy and such clarity and such power to actually affect change. So that's what we strive for. Before taking any of the other questions that came in advance, I wanted to open it up if there are any questions that anyone here has. I'm giving the first opportunity to the students. But if they don't have any, we'll come back to you. Yes. How do we control anxiety? We control anxiety by really letting go of our death grip on how we want the world to be. It's the only way. Anxiety is, I have an absolute crystallized, unyielding, unchangeable attachment to a set-in-stone vision of how things are supposed to be. And so, if I've got a vision that's set in stone and an unyielding attachment to that vision, I'm going to be very nervous. Because, oh my God, there's all these other factors. There's all these other people with their own agendas. There's nature, there's the weather, there's the stock market. There's so much that can foil my plans. And so if I'm super attached to it, I'm going to go through my life anxious. If there's only one right answer, if there's only one right way, one acceptable way, I'm going to be really anxious. And so the antidote to that is to let go. Doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean that we become complacent. It doesn't mean that we say, oh, all right. Okay, so the universe, the environment is going to be destroyed and we're going to lose all our species, and okay, people are going to starve and women are going to be raped and die in childbirth, and kids are going to roam the streets. It's not complacency at all. But it's an awareness that my death grip on how I think things should be is neither useful to the universe, nor does it enable me to actually bring about what I want to happen. Paradoxically, stress is the greatest way to ensure that I do fail at whatever I'm trying. Because when you're under stress, the brain doesn't work very well. So any student who has ever been absolutely overcome with stress knows it doesn't matter how hard you study. If you're super stressed, you're not going to do well anyway, even if you know all the material. This is why it's so important to get a good night's sleep. You know, I mean, every student thinks, oh, I'm going to stay up all night, I'm going to cram, And what they don't realize is that you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. The sheer presence of the anxiety, of my heart racing, of my blood pressure up, actually renders me incapable of thinking properly. So even things that I know how to do, even answers that I know, they don't come. And that's why when we get exams back with bad grades, we think, my God, but I knew that. So whatever I want to do is actually thwarted by my anxiety. If I'm worried about my health, well, my anxiety ruins it. If I'm worried about my relationships, my anxiety ruins them. Whatever I'm most attached to, my stress and anxiety actually is going to ruin it. There's a beautiful parable that I love of a man who's holding on with both hands to a rope for dear life, hanging on for dear life to this rope. And as you can imagine, he's very stressed. He's got to hold on to the rope. And he hears an angel's voice in his ear, and the angel's voice says, let go. And he says, I can't let go. If I let go, I'm going to fall. I'm going to die. And she says, well, at least let go with one finger. And so he says, all right, I can do that. She's got this very sweet, soothing voice. And so he lets go with one finger. Slowly, slowly, the angel gently cajoles him into letting go with all but one finger. And he now only has one finger left that he's holding on to this rope for dear life, and he's sweating buckets. And the angel says, let go. He says, I can't. Now you're really going to kill me. This finger is all that's between me and plummeting to my death. And the angel says, let go. And in that state of just being mesmerized by her presence, he lets go. And nothing happens. He doesn't fall. And he looks down and realizes he's been standing on solid ground the whole time. And I love that parable because the first time I heard it, I actually burst into tears because it felt so much to me like, wow, yes, this is exactly how we live. We hold on with this death grip, thinking that it is that grip on our life that's keeping us alive. If I let go, everything will fall apart. Without realizing, oh wait, I'm actually being held. I'm actually being supported. I'm not upright because of willpower, my willpower. I'm upright because something is holding me. And the faith in that, the connection to that, the awareness to that, is the only antidote to anxiety. Yeah. Yes. Other questions? Yes. How do we overcome overthinking? Practice. This is where the practice of meditation comes in really handy. First of all, we have to understand why do our brains move so much? And there's two reasons. One is a reason that has existed for probably millions of years, certainly for thousands of years. We know that in our scriptures, which are at least thousands of years old. When we're being told about meditation, we're being told about the monkey mind. We're being told about the importance of stilling the mind. So even though our world today seems even more crazy, actually even our ancestors of thousands of years ago, with no email, no iPads, no smartphones, no anything like that, actually also had minds that were moving too fast, and they needed to be taught how to still the minds. So that's one reason. But the other reason is very current situation dependent, particularly in youth. The child's brain is constantly changing. We now know that the adult brain is also still changing, but the child's brain changes very, very quickly. It's actually still in a formative state until at least late adolescence, early 20s. As the brain is forming, what we give it impacts how the brain forms. And the problem is that with what's happening today with our digital world, and even before the actual digital things, I remember when TVs first started having the option of watching one thing and having another thing also in the corner at the same time, that you could actually be watching two things simultaneously. And they started having scrolls across the bottom. I remember saying, this is going to ruin kids' brains. And then, of course, we started getting our smartphones, all of the digital world. What happens is your brains are adapting to what you give them, which is why working with technology is so much easier for you than your parents or grandparents. Their brains aren't set for that. They can learn it. It's not that we can't learn, we can still learn. But your brains are actually being set based on what you feed it. And you know this because, for example, the brain of a child born in France is no different from the brain of a child born in Barcelona, in Spain. But a couple years later, the child in France is going to speak French. The child in Barcelona is going to speak Spanish. Not because the brain is a French brain or a Spanish brain, but because that's what they got. They got fed. So the brain literally becomes what we give it. And when you give the brain at a young age lots and lots and lots of things simultaneously, so you're watching one thing on TV, there's something else in the corner, there's something scrolling, and you've got this thing in your hand, and you're kind of doing your homework, and something is beeping and you're playing with that, and you're having a conversation. The brain is learning how to do that. Which is why younger people can do this so much better than older people. Because their brains actually are adapting as they're going along. The problem is your brain has now adapted to wanting 100 things simultaneously. So anything less than that feels very boring. This is also where we're seeing a surge in children being diagnosed with ADD and ADHD. There's way more kids these days being diagnosed with that than there were 20 years ago. One of the reasons for that, I'm personally convinced, is that when you've got brains that are literally set neurologically to being able to do 30 things at once, and you're playing a video game. Think about the speed that a video game happens at, right? You've got balls dropping or bombs dropping or rockets or whatever you're playing. And you've got to be really, really quick or they're going to kill you. Now kids are great at this. The brain learns immediately how to function at that speed. But then you put them in a classroom with one teacher, one chalkboard. And the brain says, this is too slow. I don't know how to work at this speed. And so the kids get bored. And they start doing other things to distract them. The medicine given for ADD and ADHD, ironically, is not something to calm them down. It's actually something that speeds them up. You'd think the last thing these kids need is to be more energized. But actually that's what the medicine does, because what they know is if you can get these kids activated and engaged, they'll be able to pay attention. What's happening is the normal world is moving too slowly. I'm convinced that if teachers literally started throwing balls at kids while, where you had one teacher doing math on the chalkboard and another person throwing balls at kids' heads while she did it, that actually the kids would learn better. Because their brains would it would be the speed that they're used to. So for you, what I would say is make sure, and for parents here, teachers, everybody, make sure that kids with developing brains have time that is off devices. As many hours as you can give them. Time ideally in nature, trees, dirt. Literally get your hands in the dirt, barefoot in the grass. Go out, play soccer. Really. This is the stuff that brings you back neurologically into how actually life flows. And it resets the brain. Sit on the banks of a river, sit on the beach, watch the oceans. Do things that put you back connected to actually the way the natural world works. Have device-free times of day. Even if it's just 2 hours. It's enough to reset your brain. No phone, no computer, nothing that's digital, just normal speed of normal lifetime. And what you'll find is that your brain actually starts to readjust itself to the normal speed of life. Now, you'll still have a monkey mind, as did your ancestors. It just won't be quite as bad because it won't be due to needing 100 things simultaneously. How to deal with the regular monkey mind? A practice of meditation. As we meditate, we bring the awareness back to the breath. Just back to the breath. The mind wanders, we bring it back to the breath. Mind wanders, we bring it back to the breath. Mind wanders, we'll bring it back to the breath. We'll actually end today with a 5 or 7 minute meditation to give you something to take home with that. And as you do that, that will also reset your brain. And it'll give you the habit of being able to do that. Okay? Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. Any other questions? Great. So let's end with a short meditation then. Find a position that is comfortable for you. But just make sure that your breath can flow freely. Find a balance in the body. So you're straight but not rigid. Not too much leaning front or back. Not left or right. Allow a balance to come in the body. Draw the awareness from the world outside to the world inside. Take a moment and just witness. Don't judge. Don't analyze. Just witness what it's like right now, right here, to be you. Allow your awareness to merge with your breath. Bring all of the awareness to the breath. If thoughts come or sounds come, don't worry about them. Don't try to fight them off. But don't allow your awareness to get latched onto them. Just allow them to gently blow across your consciousness. Like wispy clouds blow across a blue sky on a windy day. And keep bringing the awareness back to the breath. Instead of being aware of the breath in the lungs or the chest as we usually are, bring the awareness to the breath at a place just below your belly button, about 2 inches below the navel. Bring the awareness to the breath there. It's an energy center called the Swadhisthana chakra. But you don't have to worry about the name. Just bring the awareness to the breath at that place as you inhale and exhale. on the inhalations now, you breathe in from that place below the navel, and then carry the breath. Carry it very gently and slowly. Don't force it, but carry it gently upwards. So instead of breathing out like a balloon, you're going to breathe up, carrying the breath upward through your solar plexus, through your rib cage and lungs, through the throat, ultimately to your third eye, just between the eyebrows, the place called the Agya Chakra. See if you can bring the breath all the way there. And then exhale back down slowly. Back down to the place just below the navel. Take the inhalations and exhalations at your own pace, beginning and ending each breath at that Swadhisthana chakra below the belly button, and trying to bring it as high as you can on the inhalation. If you can't get it to the third eye, don't worry. Bring it as high as it can easily come, and then exhale slowly back down. Rising higher and higher on each inhalation, and sinking deeper and deeper into the core of our being, the core of ourself on each exhalation. If you find that the mind wanders too much from the breath, you can add a gentle mantra also of so, hum. You can chant so on the inhalation and hum on the exhalation. It means I am that. I am one with the universe. So, hum. So, as you carry the breath higher and higher, closer and closer to the third eye center, and hum as you exhale deeply, sinking deeper and deeper. to the core of the self. At the end of each exhalation, allow yourself to rest for just a moment in that place, in that core of the being that is light and peace and love. Gently bring the palms of your hands together at chest level in Namaste. And gently rub the palms of your hands against each other. Place your cupped palms over your closed eyes. Gently open your eyes into the palms of your hands and lower your hands. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing those of you who will be here tomorrow. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And if you have a question that